Welcome to Hub City Homestead. My name is Ruth. Join me and our family as we raise our chickens, grow our garden, and try out all the things that make a homestead. We live on a small property, so we're going to do homesteading small. Welcome to Hub City Homestead. Today's project, I wanted to be finishing off the fencing on the Chicken Moat Garden. But when I went to order fencing, or go get fencing, they didn't appear to have any in stock. So I'm like, it must be the time of the year because people are bringing their animals in, they're not doing so many structures. I don't know what it is, but they didn't have any fencing online, so I think later today I'm going to run down to Tractor Supply and see if they have any down there that they're just not listing. So instead we're going to do a different project. I have been loving these chicken feeders that we made a few weeks ago. So there's a 5-gallon bucket one where they reach in the hole and they get some feed. They seem to be doing really good with it. I love that I don't have to pull out feed every day. And I don't feel like they're eating any more than what I was feeding them anyway. So I am going to buy some supplies to make some more. They're not going to be the same as these with the black. I'm going to make them a little bit different. So I'm off to the hardware store, and you're coming along with me to buy the things that I need to build these buckets. So recently, I have been reading Joel Salatin's book, You Can Farm. Because if any of you know Joel Salatin or have seen videos that people have done about him and poly-based farms, you know that Joel started from about nothing when he and his wife were first married and have built a huge market farm business. And I don't want a huge market farm business. I just want to be able to provide for my family and make enough money that my husband can be doing the business with me and he can retire from his current desk job. And so I'm reading his book, and I'm in the process for 2021 to look into the feasibility of doing pastured poultry. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to find out if there is a market for pastured poultry, and according to Joel, there is. So the two big things is to find out if there's a market, if I have a market for it, if I can get customers to do it. And the second thing I need to do is find me a pasture to lease, or that somebody will let me run my chickens on through the summer. So those are the two big goals coming up here. And so I'm going to kind of start putting my feelers out and see what I can come up with. I don't want to start really big just because we are new to all of this. We have processed broilers. You've seen my other video where we did 7 broilers. That's not very many. Didn't take us too long for 3 or 4 people to do. Actually, just 3 people to do. Now, if we're talking pastured poultry and just starting out, it could be more like 100 birds that we're processing and selling at a time. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's kind of what I'm exploring and what I'm trying to put together for 2021 to have success. See if we can have success. I know we can have success. And that's the thing, you know, I got to have a positive attitude. Things aren't going to go perfect. I'll make mistakes. We'll not have enough people. We won't have enough equipment. We won't have enough freezer space. Something will happen, but we're going to do the best that we can to be prepared for it. And Joel suggests those two things. It's like you got to have a place. You got to have customers, and you got to have a place to do it. So that's what I'm going to work on here over the next couple months, is finding customers and finding a place to pasture my poultry. And once we have that, then we can start making the broiler shelters that Joel Salatin does. We can start making a nice big brooder house to brood all the broiler chicks in. And what's great about that is that I can also brood turkey chicks, because I think as a complementary business, I want to do like 50 chickens, or not 50 chickens, 50 turkeys that I can do, that I can sell around this time of year for people for Thanksgiving. So that's the goal. And what I'm really hoping to do. Our little local hometown store has some plumbing supplies. Let's see if they've got the plumbing supplies that I need. Found it. It looks like they have 4, but that'll be fine. We can have 2 openings on each side. That'll be good. Okay. So that one's different from that one. So I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe I'll only be able to make one because I need more of that size. Here we are. We have our supplies. It's pretty simple. Our bucket. And all our things to make this feed bucket. Okay, you guys watched a video not too long ago of the one we did earlier. So, here we are. We're going to do a little bit different one. And I hope it works out alright. So, we have our Do It Best bucket, and we want to measure this up 4 inches, which is right at the bottom of this thing. I actually want to line it up with these handles, I think. Is that how I did it over there? Yeah. And we take our Sharpie, and we mark 4 inches on there. So we have 4 inches right there. And then I'm going to take this and we're going to trace around this. This is going to be our cutting line. Okay. You gotta remember, a bucket is curved. So we're gonna kind of rock it a little bit. Make sure we got it all the way around. Okay. Then we take our box cutter. Can you see if the camera is pointing at me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've cut out our hole. And we gotta fit this in here. Now, I'm seeing where I've gone wrong. Oh, or not. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So that pipe fits in there pretty good. My hole probably needs to be a little bit bigger. It's kind of bending in, but I think that might be alright. And then you want to make sure your pipe is facing down so the chickens can get the feed. The last part of this build, this is how simple this is just to do some caulking, some silicone caulking around the edge. Seal that up. This sealing up of this makes it so that food doesn't come out and rainwater can't get in. So, okay. It is. So, opening on this side, opening on this side. Bent down in there. We'll see how it works. I am not positive that those are going to be short enough, but we will see. So, if not, then I might have to pull it apart and cut these off. So, anyway. One more chicken feed bucket. Okay, we got a little bit of it filmed before my battery died, but we've got this last bit of fencing here for the chicken run and the last bit of fencing there. Now you can see it is, maybe over here would be better. So this fencing here is a foot shorter than this fencing. And I decided that was okay, because these birds that I have in here, they're pretty heavy birds. They're really not going to take off. And if I find that they are, if I find that they're jumping the fence, then I will just clip wings, because that's what you do. I do need to add a gate onto this. Right here is where my opening into the garden will be. And I really want to do this with wood. So I'm going to figure out some way to do this with wood and probably straps, like metal strapping. And then I'll have a really nice gate into my garden. And within the next few months, we'll start doing garden beds. And I'm really excited for that too. So one more piece of the Chicken Moat Garden. Thanks, Sammy. Oh, I just finished collecting the eggs. Looks like we got 9 today. We've had up to 14 lately, which has been kind of fun. I think some of my chickens will probably drop off as it gets colder, and others I think will pick up, because I've got a couple different varieties of chickens that lay at different times of the year, which is amazing. So we'll see what happens as things get cold here. Oh, so I got all this stuff done. We got the rest of the fence part up on the Chicken Moat Garden. I'm really excited. We recently refinanced our house, and we just got the check for what was in the escrow, which I don't believe I have to pay because I was told I didn't need to pay anything, and I didn't have to pay anything at closing. So as far as I know, this money's ours, and so I'm going to use it to start doing the garden beds in the Chicken Moat Garden. So you should see a little bit more moving on that, though the whole garden part will not be done until next spring, when we can get plants in and we start growing and see how that all works with chickens eating bugs and that kind of thing. When I first started doing my fences and stuff, I'm like, oh, I want these big, beautiful wood and metal fences, and I want them to look great. And then, like I was talking about earlier, I was reading this book by Joel Salatin, and he says, why do that when a less expensive movable fence is just as good? Because I am already looking at this coop and run and trying to figure out a way to shift it and make it a little bit better for these chickens. And that's not really something I intended, but the whole thing is movable, and I can adjust it to different places and to where I really want it to be. So it's okay, and it works, and chickens are happy. I am having so much fun working on this homestead, and look forward to the coming year. I've got goals and plans, and we are going to be able to fulfill many of those goals this next year, and we hope that you'll continue to join us on this really fun adventure. We've just been having a really great time. So thanks for watching today. We hope to see you again next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.